What's up, and thanks for tuning in to the Wildcaster postgame. I'm Alec White alongside Justin Spears here for the Arizona Daily Star. Justin, man, we were almost talking about another complete disaster for the Wildcats, a 20-point lead that almost slipped away, but Arizona holds on to win 85-80 here, third straight win. But Justin, let's talk about the bad first.
Yeah.
That second half, not pretty.
Yeah, well, it wasn't pretty at all. Arizona did make a field goal in the last 8 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. If you told me that going into tonight, I would say Arizona loses by 10, easily. I mean, USC is a talented team. They have talented freshmen, and they also have some experienced guys as well. Nick Rakocevic, my goodness, was he money tonight for the USC
As usual
Trojans.
against the Wildcats.
And he was actually coming off the bench. Normally he starts, but according to several USC writers and our very own Bruce Pascoe, he was benched for a violation of team rules, same with Jonah Matthews. But he came off the bench and was lighting up Arizona in the second half. And the one thing that I really take away from what USC was able to accomplish in that second half was offensive rebounds. Onyeka Okongwu, I mean, he is the Pac-12's leading rebounder for a reason. And he was getting a lot of second chance opportunities, getting offensive boards, and that gave USC a lot of extra possessions. That's why they were able to really stay in the game and claw their way back. And if it wasn't for, Arizona making some free throws down in the last minute of the game, we could be looking at a similar situation like ASU.
Sean Miller said Arizona was very fortunate to win. He said he didn't like the way his team practiced leading up to this game, didn't like the way they were shooting around, and didn't like how even when they were winning by 18, 20 points, he said he still didn't like the feel of the game, and that came to fruition as they almost let that lead slip, and Arizona took 31 free throws in the second half. They missed 10 of them. So we talk about the missed shots, but they were also missed free throws, and Arizona was not defending. Sean Miller said Arizona reverted back to the form that it was playing against Arizona State, against Oregon State when they had those big defensive lapses.
Yeah.
And he said it was very tough to evaluate the overall performance because there was a lot of good in the beginning, and then the end was very bad. So it's really tough for him, according to what he is saying, to get a full grasp of, okay, how do we go from here?
Yeah, and similar to the ASU game too, a couple weeks ago up in Tempe, Arizona led by 22 points. Alec, I think you and I can both agree that was arguably the best first half Arizona has put up all season long.
Easily, yeah.
And they let that 22-point lead go. I don't know what it is about this team. I don't know if it's Sean Miller not making the right adjustments with his guys, or if it's just, the freshmen and everybody else thinking, hey, we're up by 20 points. We can start coasting
a little bored.
now.
Yeah.
We got, ASU was different because it was on the road. But, tonight at McHale Center, we got our fans behind us. We got this. I mean, even us as the media, we're thinking, all right, pack it up. Arizona's winning this game easily. Let's go home. But give credit to USC for fighting their way back, getting it done on the offensive boards, and Arizona's very lucky. Let's just say that.
Let's talk about the good now. Josh Green, welcome back. A good sighting for him tonight.
Yeah.
He had 18 points. The second time he's had double digits in the last 7 games. The highest he's scored in at least the last month for him.
Yeah.
He had 18 tonight, a couple dunks in transition, a couple three-pointers. Miller said he, quote-unquote, saved the team tonight with his play on both ends of the court. I thought he did well defensively as well. Nico Mannion had him in transition a couple times. Jamal Baker had a no-look pass to him to Green for a dunk. Has to be really nice for Josh Green to have this type of game because he had been really struggling for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and he is kind of that missing piece. You need 3 guys in order for this team to go. And we've seen Nico Mannion, Zeke Naji, and it's been the 2 freshmen, taking care of business for Arizona. And then you add that veteran guy like Jamal Baker against Washington, Stone Gettings against Washington State. You go back to the Rocky Mountain stand when Ira Lee stepped up, Max Hazard. But we haven't seen Josh Green really
separate himself.
Exactly, separate himself. And, Arizona, they play whenever they play fast, I mean, they are such a fun team to watch when they play fast and take care of the ball. And that includes Josh Green. The dunks was really fun to watch. His three-point shot was able to fall tonight. I mean, this was probably one of the most complete games Josh Green has put together since, what, Wood and Legacy?
Yeah.
So if he continues to play like this, I mean, there's no stopping Arizona in the Pac-12 race.
And speaking of the Pac-12 race, a little update. Stanford lost on the road to Utah. Colorado beat Cal. So right now it's a three-way tie atop first place between Oregon, Colorado, and Arizona. We're starting to see the top teams.
The cream rise to the top.
Cream rise to the top. There you go. Great analogy. Arizona playing UCLA on Saturday. Sean Miller calls it going to be a very difficult test given the physical style of play UCLA presents. Where
it's weird.
Calling UCLA a physical, hard-nosed team
They've never been that
doesn't
way.
really add up. But Mick Cronin's got them playing a much different style of basketball. Where do you think Arizona is going to need to find the most? We're going to have the most challenge.
Well, Mick Cronin has these guys bought in. It's taken a while for them to, start to play the style that Mick Cronin wants them to play. But, Sean Miller has experience going against Mick Cronin. Mm-hmm. When Sean Miller was at Xavier, Mick Cronin was at Cincinnati. And those two, whenever they got together, it was a physical battle, as you recall.
Bloodbath.
The Mark Lyons brawl between Xavier and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that. But, this is going to be a physical game. And the thing about UCLA, and Sean Miller said this, they're probably the most improved team since conference play started. They got a game up against the Sun Devils right now. They're not going to back down from Arizona. They're going to want to come into Tucson, and they're going to play some bully ball. And the way Arizona looked tonight in that second half, if UCLA comes down and bullies Arizona all night on the glass, it's going to be a long night, because if they can do that for over a course of 40 minutes rather than 10, 12 minutes like USC tonight, it's going to be a long day for Arizona. But I think UCLA is going to be a tough battle. And if Arizona can sweep the LA schools, it's going to be we're going to see Arizona separate itself in the Pac-12 race.
All right, wrapping up here from Mikhail. Sean Miller gets his 400th career win as a head coach between Xavier and Arizona in college basketball. Yeah, big number, the big 400.
Oh.
All right, thanks for tuning in to the Wildcaster postgame. For Justin, I'm Alec. We'll see you on Saturday.